This used to be an unprotected right turn, no green arrow. As of last Thursday, that's gone. Now it's always a red arrow or a green arrow. Mirrabooka just made the driving test a lot easier, but it might slow the entire suburb down. They modified permanently these traffic lights behind me. Signals are modified to show either a green arrow or a red arrow. I'll be honest, I'm a bit sad. This was an important skill for learners. You had to time gaps, scan, predict closing speed from the opposite direction. Real defensive driving. We unfortunately have a lot of drivers in Perth who struggle with basic gap selection. It might be better for underskilled drivers, but the downside, if learners don't practice unprotected right turns here, how will they safely turn right at the hundreds of intersections in Perth without traffic lights? An unprotected turn is still a reality on most roads, and it's where poor judgment gets people hurt. Behind me, it's the intersection of Mirrabooka Avenue and Ravenswood Drive. They permanently modified the intersection. You will no longer have an unprotected right turn here, and that's a permanent change. It's going to be either a green arrow or a red arrow. So yes, the Mirrabooka driving test route just became much easier, but the downside, permanent right arrow means longer wait times, more congestion. If you're thinking of booking your driving test in Mirrabooka, making things easier doesn't really mean that you're going to pass your test. You still need to practice, you still need to meet the standard and pass your driving assessment. Find a safe, quiet intersection and practice proper gap selection. The next closest place to practice a no green arrow unprotected right turn would be Nollamara Avenue and Flinders Street intersection. You can practice there. It's not too busy intersection, but also the one a little bit further up that turns from Mirrabooka Avenue to Milldale Road. Now let me show you a change that I'm actually excited about. Koondoola Avenue's double lane roundabout had a little makeover, and honestly I wish more roundabouts in Perth looked like this. See these yellow raised bumps? Why this is good? These bumps stop drivers from doing that last second lane change just before the roundabout. With these bumps now you are realistically forced to choose your lane early, and that means smoother flow, fewer surprises and far fewer people potentially drifting into your side door. I'm totally for this change. In fact, I'd love to see more roundabouts across Perth get this treatment. Let me know what you think of these changes, and we'll see you next time. If there's one thing that still sort of scares you about your test, what would that be, Alyssa?
Left something behind and parking, and if there's lots of traffic.
Indicating is clearly communicating with others, okay? So if you intended to use a driveway, even if it's like a lot further up, you indicate, and that gives you about 5-6 seconds